Would you believe this if I were to tell you that there is an action film which combines intense fight scenes with a deeply involving tale of family and loyalty? Well, welcome to Close Range, where every punch, kick and chase keep you at the edge of your seat. Imagine an action movie that never lets up and has high personal stakes. You want to know what makes it such a thrilling ride? Let's dive into it. For Scott Adkins' unparalleled martial arts skills and dynamic screen presence, Close Range, an adrenaline-packed action film with Madison Lawlor giving her role emotional depth, and Keats adding a special layer to the film, as directed by Isaac Florentine. It is about a man who would do anything to protect his family from a dangerous cartel. So why does Close Range stand out in among all the other action movies in existence? It is not only just fast-paced action or Scott Adkins' amazing stunts done personally by him. The movie also explores themes such as redemption, loyalty, and family. Like any other person can relate because of how far people will go for their loved ones. It's more than just showcasing physical prowess. It's got some heart soul to its plot, making it one of the significant entries into this genre. Scott Adkins' career. Scott Adkins is a name with which resonates action movie lovers the world over. Hailing from Sutton Coldfield, England, martial arts journey of Adkins began as a child at 10 years old. His love for martial arts would later blossom into him learning different forms such as taekwondo, judo and kickboxing. This versatile fighting background has underpinned his acting career, whereby he has been able to do his own stunts with astounding acrobatic skills and finesse. He landed a role in the King of Fighters martial art TV series that gave him a golden break. Nonetheless, it is the character called Yuri Boyka in the Undisputed movie that made Scott Adkins popular globally. In this film, Adkins demonstrated not only his physical prowess, but also depth of character displayed by the fearsome yet compassionate figure Boyka was supposed to be seen as. Apart from Undisputed, other big hits featuring Adkins include The Expendables 2 Ninja and Doctor Strange, among others, where he continued to showcase his profound acting skill as well. However successful he has become though, it still does not make him any different from Scott that grew up in Sutton Coldfield, or indeed rises above him in terms of performance or anything like that. Because even today Scott still needs help from many other stunt double actors who are available everywhere, including Hollywood. But the point here is that Scott doesn't use them all, since some parts are played by himself, showing how he can be an actor realistically playing out fighting scenes instead of just being action star like many others who belong to this industry. Madison Lawlor's rise. Although Madison Lawlor may be relatively new to the scene, her talent and versatility have quickly made her one of Hollywood's bright young stars. Born and raised in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, Lawlor discovered a love for acting at an early age. She went out to Los Angeles in pursuit of her dreams, and before long, she had made it. Her first roles were in independent films and guest appearances on TV shows. The role that really gave Madison attention was the indie movie What's Eating Gilbert Grape. She played a complex character in with so much grace. This part demonstrated how adeptly she could handle highly emotional scenes and solidified her place as a promising young actress. In Close Range. There's something about Lawlor that makes this interesting for me as well. Her character combines strength with vulnerability, thus making it not just a protagonist's sidekick anymore. It adds a level of emotionality to the film that counteracts the relentless action scenes onslaughts. Her ability to express many emotions through minute facial gestures speaks volumes about her talents as an actor, who can handle various characters from different genres, especially nuanced ones portrayals. Being passionate about acting and being able even to play very difficult roles are some looming prospects for Keats in the entertainment industry. Keats' contributions. Keats is an actress known for her diverse performances and dedication toward perfecting her artistry workmanship alongside other things that make better movies than most others, without saying anything more specific here, because maybe they do, but it would be inappropriate right now. Considering what we know beforehand still does not change these perceptions, since I will need both alternatives against each other, while thinking too hard whether there might indeed be any significance behind them after all. She has been able to take up different roles in movies doing justice to them, which have seen her work with various directors recognized by many who have done notable projects. Keats' journey into the acting world began with parts in independent films, where she perfected her skills and cultivated a style all her own. The film, Kill Bill Volume 2, marked her breakthrough performance that left an indelible mark on the minds of both moviegoers and critics. This role has opened up more doors for her in film and television. In Closer Range, Keats proved that her performances were capable of carrying depth and complexity. She is instrumental within the film, playing to its progression with every step she makes. Her character's exchanges with Scott Adkins' Colton MacReady are passionate, making great impact on this movie as a whole. Keats takes the approach to acting seriously by preparing for her role as well in advance and understanding why they act as they do, providing strong performances revealing their motivation. Her work in Closer Range followed suit when she gave another memorable performance that was captivating. Summary of story and themes. Basic plot. Closer Range is an exciting action movie focused on the character of Colton MacReady, who is played by Scott Adkins, a former soldier turned avenging angel. The plot begins with Colton saving his kidnapped niece Ellie from the hands of a ruthless drug baron called Fernando Garcia. That rescue mission is followed by a chain of events that put Colton's life and that of his entire family in mortal danger. Colton takes Haley to their isolated family farm after the successful rescue in order to protect her. However, this does not deter Garcia and his men, who put up a fierce fight for control over what they believe to be their property. Ultimately, his determination forces him to confront them directly using his military knowledge and willpower so as to safeguard his loved ones. The film is filled with scenes involving hand-to-hand combat or explosive gunfights among many others. Encountering these attacks back-to-back, Colton's strategy and expertise at fighting becomes obvious. Throughout it all, Colton's relations with Angela, played by Caitlin Keats, as well as Haley, acted out by Madison Lawlor, are tested but strengthened. As the fight continues going on, Colton learns that corruption and danger go beyond the cartel, involving local law enforcement officers too. This twist deepens the plot further, making it much harder for Colton to survive. Forcing itself towards climaxing, the tale ends with an intense showdown between Garcia and Colton, which will decide whether he lives or dies, along with those who refer to him as father. Key themes. Closer Range has loyalty as one of its central themes. It is this unwavering loyalty for his family that makes him take risks and confront insurmountable odds. In this regard, Colton's love for his sister and niece reflects the extent to which someone can go just to keep a family. Another important theme in Closer Range is family. The relationship existing between Colton, Angela, and Hailey is at the center of all happenings. Despite being in chaos and trauma, they have their blood relations that provide them with strength and resilience in order to continue fighting. This theme appeals universally as it makes characters' sufferings and success reach out to spectators better. Protection comes out as another idea brought up in the movie many times. For his family's protection, he uses skills he learned from military, but more than anything else, his inner strength and devotion towards them powers him most. In other words, true strength lies within oneself. Also, the burning desire to care which forces people into heroic behavior. Character arcs. Colton MacReady, Scott Adkins. Additionally, Closer Range touches on themes of redemption and justice. Moreover, Colton's journey could also be interpreted as an attempt to redeem himself by keeping his family safe and trying to correct the mistakes he made in the past. It is about corruption by power and the need for standing against injustice that are revealed in this movie, not only through the character's confrontation with the cartel, but also his conflict with some law enforcement officers who are no saints. Angela Caitlin Keats also. Angela starts off in the movie being overburdened mother and a caring sister who has been caught up in a situation she can't control. Thus, there is another change of her personality from someone who was passive when it came to victimhood into an active role player amidst all they undergo. This highlights her inner strength and determination, bringing them together as they face their trials united. Hailey Madison Lawlor, equally significant, is Hailey's character arc as she loses innocence due to violence and danger. At first, she was a scrawny girl who got frightened easily. However, she eventually found comfort under Colton and Angela's wing. Her relationship with Colton and Angela becomes mutual support. Behind the scenes, director and crew. There is Isaac Florentine, who directed Closer Range, known for his expertise in action filmmaking. Having a martial arts background, he brings a different perspective to the genre by interlacing intense action sequences with compelling storytelling. His previous work included directing other action-packed films like Undisputed 2, Last Man Standing, and Ninja. Every scene in Close Range has been carefully crafted by Florentine to deliver high-impact, attracting adrenaline of the action and depth of emotions from characters. The group constituting of seasoned experts in shooting, editing and stunt arranging works alongside Florentine, henceforth contributing towards attention-gripping imagery which propels the film to keep on going. The technical prowess and cinematography displayed through these professionals are bound to leave every viewer breathless. Filming locations. Closer Range was filmed at Mazzoli across Northern California. USA, as it had rough terrains that were needed for this movie. These settings help improve the gritty realism where Colton gets involved in a fight against the cartel. One interesting spot is a rural family ranch, where most of the actions are located, hence providing disparity between peaceful rural life and havoc caused by intrusion of the cartel. Shooting on location gives an air of reality, as if one were really inside Colton's world. This mirrors what happens at various places within California, including desolate desert plains or dense forests. They create an atmosphere or tone for Close Range. Stunts and action sequences. Scott Adkins is at the heart of these electrifying stunts that make Close Range so exciting. For instance, Scott Adkins himself performed some stunts showcasing his athleticism, strength, and dexterity while fighting. In his quest for authenticity, he pushes the boundaries of action filmmaking with intense fight choreography as well as daring stunt work. In Closer Range, it is not just about the showy action. The fighting scenes tell us more about Colton's character. Each of these scenes has been done in such a way that it showcases Adkins' skills but also maintains the storyline. This involved training and coordination with stunt performers and choreographers to ensure safety and believability on screen. Production challenges. Closer Range was fraught with considerable production challenges off-camera, even though its appearance was that of a thrilling cinematic experience. Firstly, there were issues relating to location shooting in remote and rugged terrains where infrastructure was poor or non-existent. During shooting, difficult logistics had to be surmounted by artists in order to safeguard their lives, while at the same time capturing the core of the story. Another problem entailed dealing with intricate action sequences so that performers who took part in stunts got maximum protection from bodily harm. These were executed by means of careful pre-planning and rehearsal, which ensured realism without compromising safety. On the whole, cast and crew showed commitment and imagination, which resulted in an action-packed thriller blended with a thrilling plot. What happens in the background during the movie makes it look real and reaches out to people. Character analysis. Scott Adkins' character. Colton MacReady, played by Scott Adkins in Close Range, is characterized by his unyielding resolve and formidable prowess. Colton is an ex-soldier who gets entangled in a deadly conflict after the abduction of his niece by brutal drug dealers. As he goes through several gripping action scenes to rescue Hailey and face the cartel, his character takes on a redemptive and protective arc. Colton's motivations are deeply rooted in family loyalty. His past as a soldier has turned him into a proficient combatant that can handle any danger with precision and determination. The film tracks Colton's emotional journey as he deals with guilt over his past mistakes while trying to make up for them through protecting those he loves. Adkins' performance of Colton is well layered both physically and emotionally. He brings authenticity to the character's martial arts expertise, performing many of his own stunts in order to increase the believability of the action sequences. Beyond that, however, Adkins portrays Colton's inner struggle as well as resilience, making him a captivating protagonist whose story resonates with audiences. Madison Lawlor's role. Madison Lawlor stars as Haley MacReady, Colton's niece, in closer range when Haley becomes hunted down by ruthless drug cartels led by Fernando Garcia. She finds herself embroiled in perilous circumstances where her character evolves from being just a frightened survivor into one who perseveres bravely. Haley's importance to the plot lies not only in being the reason behind Colton's mission, but also her personal development throughout the film. In her portrayal of Haley, Lawlor depicts vulnerability combined with strength, so that she rises above the role of a damsel in distress. Her relationship with her uncle Colton, played by Scott Adkins, adds depth to their bond, making it easier for audiences to identify with. In Lawlor's portrayal, Haley's story is told with sensitivity and authenticity that make it easy for viewers to identify with her character from victimhood to empowerment. This contributes to the emotional content of Close Range about suffering and resilience. Keats' performance. Angela MacReady, played by Keats in Close Range, is Colton's sister who finds herself caught up in the middle of her brother's hazardous mission aimed at saving Haley from the cartel. She is portrayed as a woman filled with protective instincts and unswerving support for Colton despite the dangers of his mission. Keats portrays Angela in such a way that one can easily perceive different facets of her personality as she moves from being an anxious sibling into someone involved directly in fighting against drug cartels. Angela interacts with him, revealing their closer relationship dating back long ago, thus adding more emotional weight on their scenes. The actress' performance is genuine and emotional, showing Angela as a strong but fragile person struggling amidst mayhem. Her presence in Close Range highlights family dynamics, thereby reinforcing themes of loyalty and self-sacrifice when faced with danger. Unique points. Unseen facts. Close Range, a film directed by Zach Florentine, had Scott Adkins doing his own stunts for the movie as he wanted it to appear real with the actual action. He was able to perform the intricate fight choreography because of his rigorous workouts and martial arts experience. "This is quite bizarre," she said, "but would you believe that in this film, a family's ranch which was also featured is actually situated somewhere in California? The decision added realism to the movie, although its production crew experienced logistical difficulties while shooting on location." The action sequences of Close Range were skillfully done by director Isaac Florentine, who is well known for his martial arts-inspired films that are realistic and intense. They capture the raw energy of the fight scenes with practical stunts and dynamic camera work. Comparisons. Close Range differs from other action movies as it places emphasis on character-driven storytelling amidst high-octane action. It delves into themes of family, loyalty and redemption that give emotional depth to an otherwise adrenaline-pumping film, when most other action movies just focus on melodrama. In terms of characters, Colton MacReady stands out as a protagonist driven not only by physical prowess, but also by a strong sense of duty and love for his family. It looks at personal sacrifices versus moral conflicts through classical heroism, being what happens to both him and other classic heroes in different movies. Close Range has been compared favorably with John Wick and Taken, because it contains some strikingly realistic action scenes that involve complex choreography. Moreover, Scott Adkins' hands-on stunts approach made it more credible than any CGI-driven Hollywood blockbuster. Impact on audience. For example, Close Range's intense action scenes and gripping storylines were highly commended by both viewers and critics. Viewers liked Scott Adkins' portrayal of Colton MacReady because of his good looks and athletic build. Critics have applauded the movie for blending action with drama in such a manner that it touches the emotions of the viewers while at the same time being very entertaining. The film's family issues and justice themes resonated well with audiences, leaving an indelible mark. Since its release, Closer Range has attracted many fans who appreciate its gritty reality and unforgettable characters. This accomplishment made Closer Range part of a new genre of action movies, leading to conversations around changing face of this genre, as well as timeless attraction towards great narratives. Reviews and personal take. Critical reviews. Critics praised Closer Range for its intense action sequences and Scott Adkins' commanding performance as Colton MacReady. Many commended the realistic combat and character-driven plot, stating that it had the ability to combine adrenaline-filled action with strong emotions. Variety magazine did a story on the directing of Isaac Florentine, in which they lauded how well he kept his actors' performances in proportion to big-screen fighting without going overboard. However, some critics opined that the story now was thrilling if not cliched. Closer Range has an approval rating of 75% on Rotten Tomatoes according to reviews read by users from various countries. According to most reviewers, the film is everything it promised to be: thrilling, well acted with great performances but not much of a new storyline breakthrough. Audience reviews. A good number of viewers liked Closer Range and wrote positive comments regarding its never-ending fight scenes as well as Scott Adkins, Madison Lawlor, and Keats' acting. Some responded specific questions such as favorite parts like "Did you see when Colton fought those guys at the ranch?" or "What did you think about the end?" This movie maintains a high user rating of 7.2/10 on IMDb, indicating that it has been appreciated by fans who love action movies. The audiences loved that this film depicts real life through no duplicated stuntmen, because they said this made them feel that they were part of what was going on. Your take. To me personally, Closer Range surpassed my thoughts about being an action movie marred with engaging combats between several moving characters. Scott Adkins' embodiment of Colton MacReady is a mind-boggling physical performance that adds emotional depth as well, infusing the film with urgency and purpose. For instance, the film explores issues of familial bonds and vengeance in this way, thus making the dramatic scenes more like an action movie. In the end, I found myself hooking on every bit of Colton's development, rooting for him to overcome his enemies as well as personal dilemma. Although the story follows the usual genre tropes, compelling performances and Isaac Florentine's deft touch behind the camera help elevate it beyond your standard action flick. This is a high-voltage thriller that strikes deep into one's soul when reflecting on heroism. Also, Closer Range remains a gritty, character-driven, hard-hitting action flick showcasing Scott Adkins' talent while solidifying Isaac Florentine's hold on genre entertainment. Anybody seeking an experience that combines dramatic thrills with adrenaline should see this. Final thoughts. In conclusion, Closer Range is an action movie that one can never afford to miss as it combines thrill of adrenaline with a touchy story. The movie, powerfully performed by Scott Adkins as Colton MacReady and others, has elevated its narrative, which makes the audience see a protagonist who is motivated by loyalty and fearlessness. Isaac Florentine's directorial expertise in action filmmaking exhibits itself through dynamic choreography and intense combat sequences in the film. The portrayal of family bonds and the themes of redemption and justice run deep, adding emotional weight to the fast-paced plot. We have discussed behind-the-scenes work, character dynamics, and critical reception that make Closer Range an interesting watch. For fans of this genre, there is something for everyone, whether you are drawn by its gripping action or invested in its character-driven drama. What are your thoughts on Closer Range? Did you enjoy the action sequences? Or did you find any connection with them? Please let us know your feedback in the comments below. Also, don't forget to like this video if it was useful to you and subscribe our channel for more informative reviews facts. Thank you so much for being with me today as we went through Closer Range, unpacking its world full of actions and finding out what is behind this movie anyway. Whether overcoming some obstacles or fighting for what really matters, close range reminds us that courage and family ties can beat even strong foes. See ya next time. Be safe.